Welcome once again, everyone. At this time, we'd like to introduce tonight's honorary captains. Tonight, we honor veterans from Westchester VFW 7696. We thank them for their dedication and their service. Mike Barker, commander of the Westchester VFW. Leanna Hall. Terry Sharp. And Brian Green. Thank you for all you do for Lakota Athletics and for our Lakota East football team. Thank you for coming out. At this time, we ask you to please get on your feet, get loud, and enjoy the pregame entry brought to you by Putter Sports Grill. For all your pre- and post-game festivities, visit Putter's Grill. Our Hawk flight tonight is provided by Midwest Falconry in the promotion of the sport of falconry and the conservation of all birds of prey. Don't shoot the hawk. Carrying the American flag tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Friday Night Lights on Westchester Cable TV here at Lakota East High School, home of the Thunderhawks. Tonight in the Hawk Nest, we got a big conference game between Lakota East and Colerain Cardinals. I'm Dave Royce with my partner in the booth, Ken Yablonsky. Ken, good to be back up here with you. What are we going to see in this big GMC matchup?
Dave, I told you, this is not your dad's East versus Colerain matchup. Years ago, it was run the option, 40, 50 runs per team per game. It's the opposite now. East has a passing attack. Colerain has a passing attack. They've been throwing at a 2-to-1 ratio, both teams. Top two quarterbacks in the GMC going against each other with Niall Knudsen, 1,486 yards on the season. And Roman Gar for Colerain, 1,340. We're going to see some passing. We're going to see some offense. Who can stop who? Going to be a battle today.
Yeah, just like you said, the Colerain Cardinal quarterback with 255 yards in last week's contest, which came up as a loss to West. They lost 48-9 with almost 300 yards of offense, but definitely slung the ball around the field. As we see the Hawk flying in here off the top of the roof and the smoke's going down there. But yeah, on the other side, on the east side of the ball, right, they're slinging it around too, right? They've got the number one offense in the GMC with 1,486 yards and the number one number one rusher. And with Ryder Hooks, we'll talk a little bit more about Ryder and what he's been doing of late.
Yeah, they're multi-dimensional. They have a running game and a passing game. Colerain's going to have a tall order to stop Ryder Hooks. He had 175 last week against Middletown in the loss to Middletown. East lost 27-6. 175 yards, but could not get in the end zone for the Hawks last week.
Absolutely.
So I know they were disappointed, but Ryder's been steamrolling over teams lately.
Yeah, 114 in the air, and like you said, Ryder with 175 on the ground. And he had struggled prior to that for a couple of weeks. Teams really focused in on him and really locked him down, but you're not going to hold him down for long. He ended up having a big second half 2 weeks ago, had a big game last week, like you said, but came up short 27-16 against Middletown Middies, who is not your normal Middletown Midi squad up there either. They are really bringing it in the GMC.
So, Dave, we've got the band on the field. It is a picture-perfect night. As soon as this fog from the pregame smoke machine clears out, it's absolutely gorgeous. Couldn't ask for a more perfect night here in Liberty Township for this matchup. Really looking forward to this matchup.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful Friday Night Lights game. They recognize the veterans in the VFW 76-96, which I think they're going to be presenting the colors here for us for the national anthem that's going to get ready to start here. We see them coming out right now. The VFW 76-96 folks there. Big shout out always to our first responders and military active and veterans. Always love to give them a shout out as they come out here to present the colors to kick this game off.
Yeah, we're going to take it down to the field and listen to the band and their rendition of the Star Spangled Banner.
Remove your hat as the veterans of Foreign Wars Post 7696 and the American Legion Post 681 present the colors of our country for the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Well, Ken, it doesn't get much better than that with the high school band out there. One of the best bands in the land down here on the southwest side of Ohio, Lakota East. These kids do a great job. They give a great halftime show as well. So you see the band has all their pink feathers on the top of their caps. You see the boys, they've got their pink socks on tonight too for the cancer awareness. All in uniform, looking good tonight on Friday Night Lights here on Westchester Cable TV.
We got that going on outside the stadium. We had a food drive can collection for Reach Out Lakota in this community. They have their Stuff the Bus campaign where students from both schools bring in canned goods all through the week, and the elementary schools and junior highs. And it's a little contest, East versus West, to see who can collect the most canned goods to help out those in need in our community. And Reach Out Lakota sponsors that, and I think they reveal the winner during the East-West game in 2 weeks here at the Hawks Nest at halftime. They'll present the winning school after they count all those canned goods, expected close to between 7,000 and 10,000 from what I have my insider information on.
And we'll be here back live for that game as well, so tune in if you in a couple of weeks to hear that. And that's something you know a little bit about, that Reach Out Lakota. You got a little connection there. But great program, great cause, kids giving back. Love to see that too. It's not all about football and scores. It's about other things. As Coach John Kitna stresses that constantly, we see him here getting ready for the game. He's always talking about doing stuff outside of the game, outside of the locker room.
So I had the pleasure of helping out with their Christmas box program where they give a little extra food, and John's players came out, as well as the Lakota West softball players came out from Coach Kastner, and they were workhorses. They like the Energizer Bunny. They just wouldn't stop. Like, what's next? We just unloaded this. What's next? We unloaded this. I just was talking to Clint Atkins, East basketball coach in there, and his basketball players are going to help unload the stuff the bus here. And we're getting ready for a kickoff and about to play some football here on Friday night.
Bring the dogs in, get the popcorn out. Here we go with the kickoff inside the end zone. That'll be a touchback for the Cardinals, and that's not something we've seen earlier in the season. The Hawks struggled a little bit in the kicking game, and that kicking game has really improved as the season has gone on.
Yeah, some field goals. They had 2 3-point kicks against Middletown, 2 field goals in that game. Talking about field goals, did you see the Lakota West kicker with his 56-yard field goal 2 weeks ago? Unbelievable.
Yes.
Fantastic. But Colerain's going to bring their offense out, anchored by the quarterback, Roman Garr, sophomore quarterback, and he throws. He throws and throws and throws. So, they may try and run early, but for the most part, this ball is going to be aired out.
So he hands off the first one right up the middle. The Cardinals will shove it about 3 yards forward there, starting off at their 20-yard line.
Looked like Trey Smith on the carry. Met by a few East Thunderhawks at the line.
So we don't have the exact stats on that young man, but a tall quarterback at that, Ken, as a sophomore back there starting as he stands in the shotgun.
Got 2
and
receivers
Apollo goes
behind
talking about how tall, it just got snapped up and over his head, so not too for sure how that one happened. But that's going to be advantage Hawks as the ball rolled back down to the about 2 to 3 yard line. Now they're going to say it was recovered at the 5 by the Cardinals. And so not such a good start here. You'll see he's getting ready, and all of a sudden, whoop. Not only was he not looking, but that was about at the 15-foot.
Yeah, I think even if he was looking, that's still over his head. He was trying to see if his running back, Payson Cruz, was in the right spot. And as he was doing that, the ball was snapped, and that's going to really hurt Colerain. 3rd and 25 here.
Yeah, I'm going to guess he's going a good 6'3", 6'4" in there, so not a hard target to get over top, but they were. But now he throws from his own end zone and gets a whole good chunk of that back up to about the 18-yard line, and that's going to bring up 4th and about 14, 13, so they're going to have to punt this one away.
Yeah, catch was made by Caden Hill. We have him listed as a linebacker. I think this Colerain team plays a lot of the same kids on offense and defense. Their numbers don't look that bad when they were warming up. They do have numbers. But they have to have, the athletes they have to play them both ways.
Yeah. So the good start for the defense here for the Hawks is there's another bad snap that bounces into the punter. He kicks it off quick. Not going to get it very far, but he's going to get a favorable roll, thank goodness for him. And the Colerain Cardinals it's going to go over midfield to about the 45-yard line is where East is going to get things started up. But, Ken, boy, that was another bad snap for the Cardinals.
Bad snap, good recovery by the punter, and that easily could have been either tackled for a loss or blocked. So he did a nice job of getting it off, and he got the good roll. East is still going to have very good field position, but could have been a lot worse than it turned out to be.
Yeah, he got that off really quick and had a bad kick, but a great roll, like you said, and kind of saved them, or the Hawks would have gotten that deep in the Cardinals' territory. Now starting just shy of midfield. As in the shotgun, takes a quick out to the right, finds his man coming upfield. That's number 5 for the Hawks.
That's Carter Jones with the catch, and he was in motion. He was the motion man and went behind Knutson. And that's a great way to get a ball to one of your speedy playmaker backs out of the backfield. As he comes around behind Knutson, just a quick little flip, and he's going to get 9 on that catch.
See the replay, just as you said, in motion. Knutson hits him right in the bucket and gets some good positive yardage here.
Got a nice downfield block there by the receiver as well.
2nd and 1, and from the shotgun, Ryder Hooks razzle-dazzle back to Knutson, back over to Ryder Hooks. Boy, that took a long way to develop, but bam, there goes Ryder Hooks up the left-hand side. He's got a 1st down and more down to the 21-yard line.
And I'm surprised at that play, Dave. You don't quite need that yet. You want to have that in your repertoire. I'm sure it's fun and you worked on it, but triple flip there and the pass after the triple flip, and you'll see it right here. You got 1, 2, 3 Hawks that touch it, and then the pass back to Hooks on the outside, who's going to scamper ahead down to the 23-yard line.
Hooks starts it, but and finishes it. But boy, there was on that replay, Carter Jones with a huge block to not make that play blow up after he flipped the ball back to the quarterback. Makes a big block to make that play happen. And the O-line was over there, and they get big positive yardage, and now they get another first down, and now they're inside the red zone. Knutson hands off. He's looking for Ryder Hooks, slamming his way through there, slipping and sliding, finds some good yardage, about 5 yards.
Yeah, we're going to see a heavy dose of Ryder Hooks here until he gets in the end zone, is what I can imagine. Obviously, they got it to Carter Jones earlier, but Hooks just goes, and his offensive line is just clearing the path.
Such a patient runner. He waits, finds those holes, slides in them, and darts.
So Braden Augusta comes in here for the Hawks in the backfield. He's flanked to the side of Knutson.
And he runs very similar, too. Watches his upperclassman running back as we throw to the corner, and that looks like it's going to be good.
That's great
into
footwork.
The tight end, P.J. McFarland.
Outstanding footwork by McFarland in the corner to go up, get it, know where he was, and tap his foot inbounds to come down with it. Outstanding catch. Good throw to the back of the end zone, and fantastic catch. We're going to see, watch the feed of McFarland here. He's in the corner of the end zone, goes up, catches and taps, and he's in bounds for the score.
Nice thrown ball, too, by our sophomore quarterback. We didn't have a chance yet to talk about him too much. Boy, he throws it and lays it in there and put a nice, pretty ball right to his tight end. And also talking about height on that side of the ball, PJ, nice target to hit when you're standing around the 6'6" level. So Hawks put it in the end zone, go up 7-0 here early after the 3-and-out struggle by the Cardinals, and this is just what the Hawks wanted to see.
Cheerleaders firing up the crowd. They're happy. You saw the student section earlier. They're pumped up. They feel it for this Hawks team in this game. They know they're coming in as a relatively heavy favorite against Colerain, but they come out in numbers. It's a good crowd here tonight with the home stands and the student section. Love it. Love to see it.
Yeah, I think it's camo night down there in the student section, and they're fired up as they get an early score. But talk a little bit more before the kickoff. Niles threw a nice ball there. He's another sophomore out here throwing the ball around. Coach Kidna went with him at the beginning of the season, and we've seen him mature as well over these last few weeks.
It'll be great to watch these two sophomore quarterbacks, which are leading the GMC in passing yardage, see how they develop over the next 2-3 years and just continue, because the GMC has turned a new leaf. It used to be a lot of option teams, a lot of power sets, a lot of I formations, and now seems like the GMC is spreading it out more to try and keep up with the GCL a little bit more, the Mollers and the Elders, St. X, LaSalle.
Yep.
Trying to get some more points on the board and not just be such a ball control, run it out, control the clock kind of teams.
And that's a good point you made. These two sophomore quarterbacks are number 1, number 2 in the GMC in passing. So be a nice to sit back and watch these two on the same field go at it and see who comes out on the better end. Of course, we're hoping the Hawks are there. They good start with 7-0. With 7:46 left in the first quarter. And since the Cardinals took that in the end zone, they'll start to the 20 again. There's another quick pass and a big hit right at the 35-yard line by number 3, Thurman.
Yeah, catch made by Riley Smith. We're going to watch this kickoff again right off the camera, coming to you in your living room there.
Right at one of our camera people down there in the corner, getting you the best shots they can. Folks, it doesn't get much better than Westchester Cable TV for sports here, man. This is ESPN quality. It is a quick pass thrown out to the slot here, and the Hawks shut that down really fast as number 26 for Colerain hauls that one in.
Third time they've gone to Riley Smith so far early in the action. I don't know if he was aiming for the camera there. If he is, he gets some bonus points.
Yeah.
For hitting it square in the lens.
And our camera person almost caught that, right? They were on it.
So here we go, Colerain on a 2nd and 8. Slowly moving the ball. They did get a first down on their first play of this series, and now it's a run up the middle.
Going back to the run early here at Colerain.
Breaks
Nope, it
tackle.
slips through. And that is Von Ryzen. Or no, that's Smith, Trey
Yeah,
Smith.
Trey Smith was his second carry now. We had him listed as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Their running back that had a good game against both Lakota West and Sycamore was Amir Blair. We haven't
Throwing us all kinds of curveballs up here. Linebackers catching the ball. Wide receivers in the backfield. So Colerain
and they have to try
make
something. I mean, they're not winning games lately. They won their first game in a couple of years against Sycamore, and they need to try something. And I'm glad they are trying the different things.
Trips left, right towards us in the backfield. Does a quick handoff, but then fumbles the ball. Luckily is able to pick it up. Nobody there pressuring him.
Yeah, he just dropped it. He was faked the handoff. I don't know if it caught the running back a little bit, and then he dropped it. We're going to watch this again. Kind of went in the arms of Smith, and then Gar had to pick it up and salvage what he could on that play.
100% play action fake there. That wasn't a run-pass option at all. Because you could tell by the way the running back went through there, and they just got mixed up. So luckily he was able to pick it up, make some yardage. Not quite like Trevor Lawrence. Looking for some green around. Now we do a little flip-a-rama and another flip-a-rama. Somehow that ends up in Ryder's Hook's hands. And look out as he goes down the left-hand side and gets some big yardage and almost beyond the line of scrimmage. I'm sure Coach Kidna was not liking all
I was about to chime in with that, Dave. You know, the fans are excited, the team's excited, they're jumping up and down. I have a feeling tomorrow morning on film that's not going to be as well liked as the fans are making it here. So you see the interception and the
number 6.
Yeah, the DB kind of gets stuck there. Reap gets stuck, and then he flips it backwards to number 7, Cole Miranda, and then Miranda decides to flip it to Hooks. But dangerous territory. You don't secure that flip, and Colerain's got the ball down there. But we are going to have a penalty on this return. They called Simeon Ray, I believe, on a personal foul during the run back. So they are going to kick it back 15 yards. But, Dave, that's a lot of chances for the,
yes.
You know, in a game you don't necessarily need that extra craziness to happen. And I felt the same way about the offensive trick play. So
yeah, I mean, you end up getting a great result there. Hooks takes it back past the line of scrimmage, but I'm sure I'm with you, Ken. Coach Kidna is going to be like, hey, good result, but this is not what we want to do. We get an interception, change of possession. Let's take what we can get, keep the ball, and settle there. But after a couple of triple handoffs, Hawks are going to start back up, like you said, after the penalty from their 39-yard line, and a quick pass to the middle.
Yeah, Knutson just kind of scrambled around and dumped it off, but they only got 4 on that. Good protection for Knutson back there, and he just had to get rid of it because the Colerain defense did a nice job covering the East receivers.
Braden in there giving Ryder Hooks a breather after he just went on defense, and we'll talk a little more about Ryder too, going both ways. A couple of guys going both ways, but Ryder trying to do the Travis Hunter thing here and play both ways, as now Brandon goes up the left-hand side and he gets some big yardage. First down and a whole lot more into Colerain territory and down to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, very good run by Braden Augusta.
Oh,
they're pretty high on that kid to get some carries. He's a sophomore as well, but this one's coming back on a holding call against the Hawks. And Dave, that's your second Jacksonville Jaguar reference. So
there you go.
You're done.
And the laundry's killing the Hawks right now. That's 2 big penalties after 2 big gains, right? So it looks like 5 yards on the books, but after about a 20-something yard gain, that hurts and comes back. So Mal back deep in their territory. Quick out to number 5 on the right-hand side, coming up the sideline in front of the Hawks bench. And a good yak after the catch for Carter Jones.
Yeah, he found the seam there. Knutson led him, and he was able to catch the ball and just keep on running. The Colerain defense was not in the area, but look at this, and great block there by PJ, Boyer, I believe.
And Boyer, yep. And Knutson gets the ball out quick, right? There it is again with a quick turn, and they're going to say that one was incomplete to McFarland.
Intended for McFarland, and I think he bobbled it as he was going to the ground. But, yeah, they were trying to get to the line in a hurry, and not let Colerain get their offensive set. We're going to watch this again here.
That's the previous play. So, yeah, that you point out really good point there. Good yak, but, boy, he got 2 great blocks by his other receivers there that really sprung him loose. Now we go back to Ryder Hooks. Goes left, kicks it back right, slides and slants into the center of the field, and he's going to find about 9 yards.
His eyesight is so good trying to find the holes up the field. He's just, compared to where he was last year and the year before, he's just making that solid cut. Like right here, dash to the inside and then cut back to the other way. That gives him an extra 3-4 yards every time.
Yeah, and he's always finishing the play forward, Ken. He's always diving forward for that extra yard or 2 in his body length to just stretch the ball out. So Ryder looking good so far. We're going to give the 6-7 call there. And Knutson goes, nope, he fumbles. And is that going to be?
I think Colerain came up with it.
Oh, they're fighting right now. And haven't seen a call yet.
I don't know if number 0, Tristan Von Rissen, came up with that. It looks like he did. Teams are switching offense and defense.
Yep, looks like they're going to. I haven't seen a call, but they're switching. So looks like that's going to be a big turnover for the Hawks here. Just as they were getting over midfield and moving the ball in the right direction.
Yeah, they were driving nicely here. You see Knutson tries to hand it off, and just as he pulls it back toward himself, he bobbles it. And Von Rissen just jumps on it and takes it away from Knutson. So nice play by Tristan Von Rissen. And that's going to give Colerain the ball at the 40-yard, at their own 40.
Best starting position so far tonight as they, oh, big hit on the handoff by number 8.
Yeah, Carson Schroyer almost took the handoff himself. See if we can see this again here. As soon as that ball gets to the quarterback, he's about to either hand it off or pull it back, but Schroyer just smothers him. Kabam.
Man beats his man, number 55, over there on the line for the Cardinals.
It was handed off there.
Bauer.
To Damari Dawson, and Schroyer just pummeled him to the ground.
Schrummel there, like you said. I mean, Schroyer's there on the handoff. Another second, he's taking it. So big hit, big loss for the Cardinals, and just what the Hawks needed after that turnover to try to keep the Cardinals on this side of the 50 as they go for the quick out, and the Hawks cover that one up quick too.
Yeah, a lot of fake runs, a lot of pullbacks. I know they're trying to keep East defense honest that they might run the ball, but I'd almost, if I was Colerain, just drop back and pass the ball versus all this fancy, because they're taking extra time to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands. Look right there. And then nice little dump off there, but nowhere to run by
gain maybe a yard.
Davis.
It's going to be 3rd and 12. And they got a big, tall task for him here. Trips right, one guy deep. Sends him off into the flat. That's just a decoy. Looking for some space, not much there. Whips it towards the middle of the field. He might have enough for a first down. Oh, yep, he's going to get it on the run. He looked a little short on the initial throw. If the Hawks could have tackled him right away.
Yeah, Deshaun Flagg Jr. Flagg Jr.'s been one of their leading receivers the last few games with 100-plus yards against Sycamore and 100-plus against Lakota West. So he made a nice little cutback move. But nice protection by the offensive line of Colerain here. A little push in the back there. But does a nice job escaping 2 defenders and gets an extra almost 8-9 yards.
Yeah, you see there the missed tackle. If he would have come up with the tackle, would have probably forced a 4th and 1. But with the carry after the catch, now there's a straight up quarterback sneak. He goes forward and finds a little bit of space on that right-hand side and gets a good 7-8 yards.
That is going to close out this quarter. And at the end of the first, on a beautiful night here at Thunderhawk Stadium, the score is Lakota East 7 and Colerain 0. We'll be back in just a bit.
Welcome back, everybody, here at the Hawks Nest as we opened up this game tonight with the American flag. You see some highlights here from the first quarter. There's the veterans we honored from the VFW and the bad snap.
That was the second play of the game for Colerain. And a little trickery that we didn't quite get to because Colerain's anxious to snap the ball here, the first play of the second quarter, but East running a double flip and pass back to Hooks. That was a good gainer for them.
That one worked out. The triple handoff on the interception worked out except for the interception, but then we went through a run option pass and fumbled the ball, and that's how the Cardinals have the ball right now, which ended the first quarter with a quarterback sneak, and now this is the furthest that the Cardinals have knocked into the territory. Quick throw again as he fakes, and Ryder Hooks hits, rips the ball out, and number 6, Reet, picks that one up. And there's an offensive player knowing what to do when he smells the ball.
Yeah, as soon as that ball was thrown, and you saw the receiver catch it with 2 hands, but he kept the ball kind of out and high and in front of him, which allowed the hard tackle there and just ripping the ball. Hooks ripping the ball, and
Reed picking it up.
Bounces on it, and I think he was probably told after the last one not to flip it backwards to one of his teammates. And this time he kept it and went down to the ground.
And he might get told in this film too is when you pick it up, don't run backwards either. So just jump on the ball and take the change of possession. But,
one thing at a time here. One thing at a time.
So here we go. Hawks make the stop quickly, get the ball back, and there's a run up the middle, and Ryder Hooks gets wrapped up. And I think one turn to another, I think that's the Cardinal that he took the ball from now comes up with a big stop.
So Knutson on the day is 4 for 4 passing for 54 yards. Just had our stats delivered to us. Roman Carr on the other side is 5 of 6. So we've had 9 of the 10 passes completed so far in this game. The one that wasn't was an interception.
Yeah.
That can't be right. I think there's something missing because I remember a couple drops. But there's a handoff to Hooks, and he's got some room. He cuts inside.
Oh, loose ball again. And Ryder Hooks goes up the left-hand side this time. So I was trying to get the number on that last tackle, 26 for the Cardinals. Riley Smith. And I think he's the one that actually took the ball, or that Ryder took the ball from. He had the big hit. Now Ryder comes back, tries to Superman dive, but loses handle to that. And luckily the Hawks are able to jump on that and keep possession. So first down at the 24-yard line. And I'm sure Coach Kidna would just like things to settle down a little bit, get into the offense, keep a groove. There's a play action fake, roll out, throw over to the right-hand side.
Ooh,
number 5.
Carter with the catch, and nice tackle by Colerain's number 43. That's Joseph Robinson.
See it here again. You see the play action to Ryder Hooks. Nobody home there. Nice flip out, but then a great open field tackle, like you said.
Oh, that wasn't the one I said on the tackle. I think that was Trey Smith who actually made the tackle. But yeah, good offense, good open field tackling by Colerain. So 2nd and 5 for the Hawks on their own 28.
It's in the shotgun. Carter comes back, quick throw out to number 2. Now he's looking to throw the ball, and he tosses it up, and that's going to be up in the air and almost picked off as Carter Jones had to turn into the DB. And a lot of trick plays tonight, Ken. I'm kind of surprised.
I am too. We haven't seen that from the Hawks yet this season, and it's an interesting opponent to try it against. I mean, you kind of have a feeling that you are going to score a lot against Colerain, and you really don't need the trickery to do so. If you are going to, you want this repertoire, you want to practice these plays against a live defense so you have them in your repertoire, but you only have the lead by 7 here so far. So.
Yeah, if it was 21-0, Skog is the one that was throwing the ball there. Now there's a good screenplay set up, and boy, that was going to work for a lot of yards if Ryder Hook comes down with that ball, but a little high, as we'll see here on the replay. Not a great snap, and tries to recover. Ryder tries to go up the ladder to get it, just can't haul it in. but he had the O-line out in front of him with a lot of green, and Coach Kitna's not happy with that one because that definitely would have been a first down and then some.
And Knudsen did a very nice job handling that errant snap, the low snap, but they put themselves in a 4th and 5, and they're going to have to punt the ball.
Now Tyler Gruber back for the punt. Takes a long time, but gets it off. And, well, I'm not for sure why we're touching that yet, but see a flag down. Number 88 for the Hawks touches that. Cody Doyle, the sophomore tight end. I think he was going to get a good roll. It did originally hit and was going back, but I think it was going to be spinning back the other way. It's a tough call. Sometimes you just got to watch, see what happens. But we do have Laundry on the field again. We'll see what the call is here.
Yeah, we're not seeing any preliminary signals here. I don't know if they picked it up because they're keeping the ball where it landed. So
yeah,
guess they decided to pick it up and not worry about it.
So Cardinals again starting in good position here on their 40-yard line as a quick fake, fast throw over out to the flat. Number 2 comes down with it, and the Hawks are right there after a very minimal gain of maybe a yard.
Yeah, Lakota East is well prepared for these little quick outs by Colerain. They haven't, they've been in the right position to make the tackle as soon as the catch has been made. And, Colerain, if they don't go downfield, I think East feels like they can keep them in check there.
Yep, so that'll bring up 2nd down and 8 from the 42-yard line as the Cardinals come up to the line of scrimmage in the shotgun.
Bringing you this game on Westchester Cable. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Looks like you can chat on the app if you are subscribed.
Oh, there's a muffed play there. Almost handed it off to another Hawk and somehow slips away, gets out, and he's going to get the first down.
Yeah, Roman Marr made a good heads-up decision there when the play wasn't going as intended. He wound up keeping it and scampered ahead for a good 15 yards.
Yeah, the East, I think, D-line there, I think it was number 8, was in the backfield again and ready to take that handoff and misses him and then gives up a good 15 yards here. You'll see 8's right there. Almost took the handoff.
Yeah, the second time Schroyer almost took the handoff from Gar.
And somehow Schroyer doesn't able to pull him down. And like you said, Gar goes for about 15 yards. Now he's looking to throw again. Then he's going to pull it down. He's going to run again and get as much as he can and get about 8 yards on that one. So far, his legs have been the biggest threat to the Hawk defense.
Braxton Thurman was the one who made the stop on the prior play there, and this time when
Coach Kitna not happy with the containment at all. That feels like they should be able to keep him inside that pocket and bring him down. And
yeah, Gar, on their win against Sycamore, Gar only had 3 carries, you would assume scampers, and against Lakota West, Gar only had, he had 12 rushes for 24 yards, I'm assuming flushed out of the pocket.
So now he hands it off the left-hand side, and the D-line slows that down quickly. But enough for the first down. So
Colerain's moving the ball relatively easy here in this, their second possession here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Hawks with a couple of mistakes here of turning the ball over and then just not coming up with plays to go 3 and out and having to punt away.
And they're kind of wearing the East defense down a little bit. See some gassed individuals there on defense.
I would guess the Cardinals have the majority of time of possession right now. Is a quick throw out. Well, he just looks like he's pitching and catching out there. And
that was number 10, Aaron Jacobs, on the catch. And Colerain's doing a good job of using different receivers. They don't depend on just 1 or 2 receivers, which a lot of teams that struggle, you see that a lot, where you can key in on a certain player. And they're spreading it out, so you don't know who's going to catch the ball. But again, only a couple yards there. He was actually lost 3 yards on that catch after the drop back by Roman Gar.
Yeah, last week used 5 receivers, predominantly 3 out of the 5, but does move the ball and shares it around. Came up with a little bit different play there as he checks his wristband, and trips come in tight.
Yeah, very bunched formation there.
Yep, he was in the backfield all by himself. He's going to get tackled in the backfield that time. as big number 70.
72, Carter Fosnaw there. 70 was in on it.
Cox.
Kyle Cox, but Fosnaw was the one who eventually brought him down. And he looked like he wanted to get rid of it, but then second-guessed himself there. But yeah, 70 there, and 72 finishes the job. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 14 on back-to-back losses by the Cardinal offense.
So far we've seen the defense bend but not break and set up these long 3rd downs. And now can they hold them as Gar goes back looking to run again. Ball's out, and it's going to be Hawks football.
Yeah,
and they're going to be able to recover that.
Beckett Bush with the recovery, but McFarland got his hand up in Gar's grill, and he dropped the football enough for Bush to dive on it.
So Gar getting comfortable with the run and using his legs, and this time he steps up in the pocket, goes to go. P.J. McFarland reaches out with those long arms, that 6'6" frame and that long wingspan. I don't think Gar was expecting coming from behind, and he coughs it up. And like you said, number 9 for the Hawks, Bush gets jumping on it, and that's going to help out the Hawks there, not to be got deep in their own territory with the turnover at the 35-yard line. Now they go to Ryder Hooks up the middle. He finds a hole. He's over the midfield and down inside of Cardinal territory.
That's vintage Ryder Hooks. As soon as he gets through that line of scrimmage, he bolts ahead, and he's hard to catch. So you see right here, you see him find the hole, and then bam, accelerate as soon as 4 misses, and takes the defender with him about 3 yards.
I running like the little Jimmy Brooks. I always call him little Jimmy Brooks from the old Bengals days. He runs, got those knees going, man. He's just a load to bring down.
One of the Cardinal D linemen down on the play there, so we're going to take a little lull in the action, let everyone catch their breath. But you and I talked about that pregame when we were looking at the Cardinals tacklers. Their D-line doesn't have a lot of tackles, so
no,
you know, their secondary is making the majority of their tackles, and when that happens, you know your running backs are getting yards. Look at that sky, Dave.
That's a
beautiful night here, Liberty Township. Looking over the horizon.
That was number 11 for the Cardinals. Sims looks like he's going to be okay. As again, a shout out to all the medical staff that we have here. We know for sure on the Lakota East side doing a great job. All the visiting teams usually have their guys. I know Beacon's on our side and just taking care of these young athletes. Not something we had back in the day, but boy, a great service now for these young athletes here across the tri-state. Is now the Hawks start up again to another Ryder Hooks play. He goes up the middle. He may go all the way. Touchdown, Hawks.
Ryder Hooks virtually untouched again. As soon as he gets through the line, he went off left tackle there, got through the first layer, and the secondary is not going to catch him. Easy touchdown, Ryder Hooks.
Like you said, he's patient. He looks for the holes, and man, when he finds them and he accelerates, just a treat to watch this kid run the ball. As now we'll set up for the PAT for the Hawks.
Easily through the middle of the uprights by Fitzstevens.
So Fitzstevens puts it up through the middle and makes this 14-0. As you see, Ryder Hooks slip through the middle of the offensive line, jukes the safety Ken, and then like you said, not going to catch him. Goes right to the corner, sets it down like he's been there before, which he has.
Yeah, I saw Jack Snyder with the block there, and also 52 with a fantastic block. That's Gabe Abdulnar, senior offensive lineman, opening up the hole for Hooks, and could have driven a truck through that. We got somebody on the ground.
It's a Hawk, one of the Hawk
special teams
guys.
But Abdulhar and
I think that's Cody Doyle, 89, the backup tight end. We'll get a number here, but yeah, Ryder Hooks, I think he leads the team in points.
I can look that up if you'd like.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like just a big right there on the think the Cardinal guy tried the sky, which I think that's a penalty when you jump up and over off the guy, but not seen by the stripes. Unfortunately for Doyle, took the rough end of that.
That's going to be Ryder's 7th touchdown on the season.
I got him down for 42 total points so far, so that'll push him close to 50 now.
Yeah, I guess I was just looking up rushing touchdowns. I believe he does have some passing touchdowns or some receiving touchdowns.
I think he does.
As well.
I think he has 1 receiving touchdown. So we'll be back after the injury timeout on Westchester Cable TV.
Dave, you were just talking about Ryder Hooks and his scoring and his yardage. I just pulled up the GMC all-purpose yard leaders. He has 1,359.
Wow.
To put that in perspective, and that's going into this game, put that in perspective, the next highest is 959. So he's got almost 450 yards more than the next closest GMC offensive player.
I'm telling you, what a stud there he is. Love that kid, little Jimmy Brooks. And just for correction on the injury, as we took the injury time out there, it was number 89, Nate Doyle, the other backup tight end, is he got stepped on. Looks like a little ankle injury. They're taking him in to see the trainer, and hopefully that young man will be all right as we kick off deep down to the 5-yard line. Cardinals have it, running left to right, looking for some room, finds a little bit, and then finds a truck up the sidelines as number 39 and some others put a stop to that run.
Yeah, Fitzstevens kicked it high in the night sky, and Deshaun Flagg Jr. made something out of nothing there as he was cutting and kind of running laterally for a long time. You see that nice kick, puts it down to the 2-yard line, and Flagg, as he's running back, cuts it over toward his own sideline, but goes back about 4 yards, which as a special teams coordinator don't like, but he does turn the corner before he is tackled there by number 39, Chris Smith.
And some others there. Yeah, a lot of east to west running on there, but get some positive yardage for the Cardinals, and we'll take them up to about the 25-yard line is where they'll start. There's that quick out again as it breaks one tackle and comes in with a hard hit from the safety.
Yeah, Carter Jones did a nice job wrapping him up before Colt ran to finish the job and made sure that number 2 for Colerain, Donovan Chambers, couldn't get any farther than 1 yard.
So this quick out offense, you know, we've seen this in the NFL. East ran this a lot last year, where they do these quick passes in the flats and then put some blockers out there. Some teams can make it successful, some can't. So far, Lakota East has been right on it, because I think they practiced against this quite a bit last year when.
Yeah, what you're trying to do, you know, your tackles aren't blocking that well, so it's basically a run, because you're only, you know, you're still getting the ball behind the line of scrimmage as like a running back would, but you have it on the outside now versus the inside. So you're trying to get around the end, you're trying to beat a corner, beat a outside linebacker versus running everything up the middle.
Yeah,
and that's the philosophy in general.
Yeah, this defense, for those kids that were here when JT was here, Coach Kitt and his son ran that quite a bit, and so they're pretty familiar with that type of offense, and so far not confusing us at all, as the Cardinals take a timeout here with 4 minutes left in the second as they find themselves down 14-0, which is kind of surprising as many times as the Hawks have had a chance to move the ball, but unfortunately either with a turnover or an unfortunate play to go 3 and out. But capitalize on that last drive, Ken, and go up 14-0. And the Cardinals could have taken, you know, a good 25 seconds off the clock before they had to kick. So Coach Kittner did burn a timeout in conjunction with the injury timeout.
So now
save some clock.
If you're East, do you just trust Ryder Hooks that's going to get you down the field, or take some shots with the arm of Knutson and try Chris Boyer out in the out pattern?
I think you give a little bit of both. Coach Kittner usually, Jordan always has a balanced, other Coach Kittner, always has a balanced playbook here. If you look at the stats every week, it's pretty even pass to run. I think you give a little bit of both. You get the timeouts on the first down, right, when they move the chains. If you get that on the run, you just got to be really quick up to the line of scrimmage to get ready to move with only one timeout left. So
there's Blaze Scherns to kick off, who just put Colerain on the board against the Hawks. His kick
goes to Thurman. He muffs it, so that's going to go into the end zone as the Hawks had the return set up, looking for some extra yardage there that they're not going to get. So they're going to start out on the 20-yard line, and Thurman's usually good hands back there, and he's got some wheels.
It just kind of took a little skip hop under him there.
So with it going into the end zone, that sets the Hawks up at the 20. I think they definitely would have been beyond the 30 if he would have come down with that, because they had a good return set up, and he's got good wheels like we said. So now
Knutson's got empty backfield. Now Hooks does flank to his right.
It's going to be a quick throw out to him, put the ball in his hands, going to left to right, and he only gets about 5. And they got to have plays ready to go. You need to see a sense of urgency here that I don't see, Ken, at all, on only a 5-yard gain.
They are going no huddle, so they're back. They are back lined up, but yeah, it's taken a few seconds to get organized and get to the line, and now there's going to be
Cardinals
a timeout. Colerain.
So interesting series of events there. You got to know with one timeout that if you're only going to get a 5-yard gain, you got to get to the line of scrimmage quick, because you don't want to burn that timeout there. And the Hawks did not look like they were in any hurry to get to the line of scrimmage. They went no huddle, but just no sense of urgency. And then the Cardinals, I'm not too for sure if they're trying to save clock. They've got some timeouts. Boy, I would have got that TO soon as Hooks hit the ground, not after a good 12 seconds burned off of there. So interesting on both sides of the ball there as Coach Kittner giving the instructions. I'm sure he's probably telling them, boys, you got to get to the line quick if we're not going to get a first down. And even with a first down, those chains get set pretty quick. So you got to be ready when the whistle gets blown.
And you'll see what happens here. If they don't get enough for the first down on this second down play, they may just take some time and
burn it.
Yeah, be happy going in the locker room up 14-3 and not giving Colerain a chance here at the ball back. But we'll see what happens. You got to have two ready. You got to have the play, the thought process ready if you don't make the first, and the play ready if you do make the first.
Underneath center, which is rare, gives it to Ryder Hooks. He's going to roll forward. He's going to get the first down. So you see, that's where the clock should stop on the first down to get the chain set. Now you get the referee winding it, and the clock's rolling.
So now you're in your 2-minute drill. Yeah, they did good getting to the line.
Waiting for a play to come in. Now the play finally just comes in. That's another mistake there, Ken. I think 54 seconds when he went down. And Coach Kittner is going to have to burn that last time out. But we see.
Big, strong-handed Chris Boyer.
But right here, Boyer almost needs to just go down. He's got the first down. The clock's going to stop. Let your offensive line run up there. And they took it down to 5 seconds. It was 10 seconds when he was tackled.
So now you're looking at this as your last play of the half, more than likely.
Yeah, going to have to throw it to the end zone now. But
Colerain's going to take a timeout and make sure they have the correct defensive personnel. They should put a couple guys down on the goal line to make sure that even if the catch is made down the field, that the tackle is made prior to East player getting to the end zone. They're happy giving up the underneath catch here.
Yeah, so that might be a little bit of education there with a sophomore quarterback to know, hey, you just get up there, snap it right away and spike it. That should be a second, 2 at the most, not 5 seconds. And then you might have a chance to run 2 plays, right? You might be able to get the quick out and get, 10 yards, and then either have an opportunity, either kick a field goal or throw one to the end zone.
Yeah, so now you're stuck with the potential Hail Mary, or they've already done it once, the multi-flip.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for the
lateral
Hail Mary.
play, try and get it in the end zone there. But when you got Chris Boyer on your side, you can throw it up there, and he can out jump. He's taller than everyone else on the field. Him and McFarland are going to be lined up together on the right-hand side, I believe.
And I don't know if I wouldn't hit somebody in stride at about the 5-yard line and see if their momentum can take them in versus just the jump ball in the end zone. Is Hawks are going to throw a quick out, and they're going to get that 8 yards with a couple ticks left, Ken, just like we were saying, and I think they're going to try for a field goal here.
So P.J. McFarland then gets them up the field to the 29, and they are attempting to.
So Coach Kidna must have heard me from up here in the booth. You got a chance to go for 2 plays, but somehow they're going to squeeze us in 5 seconds.
46-yarder from Fitzstevens.
So the
good
snap, the kick, and it's blocked. And the Cardinals climb the ladder and get the hand up there. I'm not for sure who got it, but it looked like a good kick. But and we know he's got the foot for that, and that's going to how the first half's going to end here. You'll see the snap, the hold. Wow. Levin gets way up there on that one. So that'll end the first half of these first half highlights.
Zay Sims, we're going to watch a couple highlights here. See that double flea flicker and the pass out to Hooks, who gets ahead there.
Big run by Ryder Hooks there.
Going to see the touchdown pass here in the corner to PJ, nice catch. And we're going to see Colerain's big run here, pass downfield, the interception by the Hawks with a couple flips there. Speaking of laterals, there's one, and here comes another one. Hooks winds up with it, but gets ahead of the field, but it was called back with a penalty.
Yep, penalty negated that big gain, and here's the run option pass fumble, and then
big run here coming up
pass to on the 3rd and long here, as they were going to hold him up short there, but then the nice run by the Cardinals to get the first down, and then
over the middle and stripped away by East.
And then Ryder Hooks coming up here gets hit. That was a 26 on 24 and 26 on 24, 2 plays in a row. Ryder Hooks comes out with a better end, but he does cough it up here. But luckily, he's got some Hawk friends around to get the ball back.
And here's his burst of speed right through the middle of the line and bolts ahead. Massive yardage.
And this is the touchdown run, Ken, right after that one, where he scampers into the corner, sets it down. Here's a nice run by the Cardinals. They get in that big scrum, come out clean, and then get a block downfield, comes down the right-hand side, tries to cut back.
46 yards.
And gets the ball inside the 5-yard line to the 3-yard line. And then the Hawks start to struggle back here, as after the field goal by the Cardinals to make it 14-3, which is where we will end this first half and go into halftime. So come back to the Hawks Nest for the second half. Your Hawks 14, Cardinals 3. Sycamore, nothing. Just to give you a few scores there as we look at the half.
Last one trickling in, Hamilton 7, Fairfield 0 at halftime. So there's your GMC scores from this Friday, October 10th. Beautiful night for high school football.
So a couple of halftime stats here, Ken. We were taking a look at as they were doing the band senior night tonight, and they are going to perform after the game. So unfortunately, you guys won't get to see that on our broadcast instead of the halftime normally. But yeah, if you have a chance to come out and see the East Band, their Chaos in the Court performance, as they call it, will be going to be performed tonight post game, which would normally be their halftime, but they were doing senior night, and quite a few seniors on that band as we watched tonight. So love the shout out to the van. They make Friday Night Lights fun here as Colerain kicks off to East, does the worm burner down there to Ryder Hooks. He grabs it, and in Ryder Hooks fashion goes north and south and brings the ball up to about the 39-yard line.
Does a little bounce stop there and gets to the 40, but good explosive run. And Hawks, I'm sure, were, I don't want to say disappointed in your first half because you are up 14-3, but I don't know. They tried a couple razzle-dazzle moves, and they tried some extra plays that had some gimmicky type activities toward them, like some flips and some laterals and things like that. But, they just need to come out and take care of business. I think they've established that they can run right down the middle of this Colerain line and get to the second level and get a burst of speed each time.
Yeah, Ken, I agree with you. They've pretty much controlled the line of scrimmage. It hasn't been real tough. As you can see right there, Ryder Hooks makes a slip, goes to the right, comes up the middle. He may go all the way for his second touchdown tonight. And a big run, talking about controlling that offensive line.
Yeah, nothing special there. That's just right over the A-gap. Easy handoff. And Hooks just bolts ahead, blasts through the line, gets the initial blocks from his offensive lineman, and we're going to ring the bell a few times, putting points on the board.
As Ryder Hook hits that second level, boy, and then the Jets get turned on, and nothing stopping him. As now we line up for the PAT. Oh, bad snap. Going to fight around, look for the ball, and special teams struggling a little bit tonight, Ken.
Yeah, and Dave, like I just said, basics. That's a very basic football play where Hooks can just take the ball and blast past the line and then make one move over the middle linebackers, and nobody's going to touch him the final 30 yards of this run. Easy touchdown, Ryder Hooks.
Yeah. All they were seeing was his tail hanging out there. Now this one here you're going to see coming into your living room, as Ryder Hooks just goes shuffling and bustling right down into the middle of the end zone. Breaks the tape like he was running the 100-yard dash and puts the ball in for 6. But that's all they get is they muff the PAT on a bad snap. So blocked field goal and now a bad snap on the PAT. And can't blame that one on the kicker as Fitzstevens was ready to punch that through, and Fitzstevens actually had a good kick on the field goal too. It looked like he had a good boot on it, but number 11 somehow got about like 13 feet in the air. It seemed like he jumped out of this field, man. I don't know if he jumped off of somebody, but wow, is he really far up there and was able to bat that one down. But now
this time he drills one through the side of the end zone, and Colerain's going to bring it out and start at their own 20.
So, Ken, the stats show that Ryder had about 8 carries for close to 80 yards in the first half, and I think he just tacked on about 60 plus 70 right there. So he's well over 100 if he wasn't already in the first half.
I'm not too confident in the stats we received at halftime, so I do think he has a few more than that. But, yeah, it's another 100-yard plus game easily for Ryder Hooks. And like I said at the onset of this half, go to your basics. Just run the ball and put some points in the end zone and get into the end zone pretty easily. And now we see Roman Garr has got to scramble again, and he's being chased by Schroyer.
Running for his life there.
Not Schroyer, by Beckett Bush.
Yep, Bush pushes him out of bounds. And, you started this broadcast, Ken, saying this was going to be a gunslinging game, right? We got the 2 offensive leaders, 2 top passers in the GMC. Though they're both sophomores, they do lead the GMC number 1, number 2. And it's been pretty much a running game. So you see Roman there trying to make something out of nothing. He's been relying on his legs and has been working a little bit for him. Kind of came up short there at the end of the first half where he got the ball almost stripped and then got knocked down as he flicks it forward there, looking for number 2.
Oh, good coverage there. Surprised to see that flag. Carter Jones was defending that nicely. I didn't see any contact, and Coach Kitten, I don't think, saw any contact either. He's very upset with that flag. They called that on 23 on the Hawks. That's going to be called on.
That had to be away from the ball, Ken.
Freddie Washington. We'll see if we can see him in the picture there if we get another chance to look at this.
Yeah, Chambers is the one that the ball's thrown to. There's a quick flip. Man, he just flicks the wrist. And 23 is not even in that mix. So that had to be somewhere off on another receiver. So
I don't think 23 is on the field. It had to be just a miscommunication on number there, but not sure who that was on.
Surely wasn't Ryder Hooks because he was nowhere. It's a boom. Talk about Ryder Hooks. There's a big hit after the catch, and they're going to say that one's incomplete.
Yeah, didn't quite make a football move after he caught it. Aaron Jacobs had the ball in his hand, but as soon as he touched the ball, Hooks just drilled him to the ground.
And that's one of them hospital passes right there, man. Boy, Ryder Hooks just sitting back there like a hawk that he is and just waiting for the pass. You'll see here on the replay. Here's the replay, Ken, and wham! Ryder Hooks with a nice, good, clean, hard football hit and knocks that ball loose.
Yeah, he never did secure that ball in his possession. So 2nd and 10 there for Colerain, and
Gar right back
to pass goes to number 2.
Going right back to Smith
Donovan Chambers with the catch.
So that's been his favorite target, I think. Chambers has been 2 and number 5 on the coverage there for the Hawks.
It's a good drop back and a good catch by Chambers coming over the middle, but it's only for 3 yards.
Yeah.
You know, I think Gar's dropping back so far. It looks like it's further down the field, but it's taken a while to get off, and going to be 3rd and long for Colerain, and if the Hawks get a stop here, should force a Cardinal punt.
3rd and 7 they'll do from their 40-yard line, as there's a bad snap initially. I almost thought that was a false start.
He's holding it out, dangerous.
Whips it out there, and a big crunch on the sidelines as he's just hanging out some receivers there, Ken.
Yeah, Damari Dawson got hit pretty hard as the ball sailed over his head by Carter Jones. It's going to bring up 4th and long, but see here, Gar kind of rolling around and wasn't looking again. And
see, that was a weird play right there. I think the snap didn't snap at first. So almost looked like a false start, but then he gets it off, and he gets the Malachi crunch over there in front of the Hawks sidelines. And 4th and 7. No ambulance needed on that play. But boy, if you're a receiver, you're not happy right now. Is
Colerain lining up to go for it here on 4th and 7?
And they do get a dead ball foul on the Hawks, so they're going to get 5 of those 7 right here, Ken. So
surprised to see them lining up to go for it. I guess, I mean, you're in your own territory. You're not deep in your own territory, but surprised at that.
And then mental mistake by the Hawks by jumping off sides for that.
Giving them 5 extra, so instead of 4th and 7, now it's 4th and 2.
And that's very doable on 4th and 2. What do you do? And looks like the Cardinals are going to line up and go for it as they were at 4th and 7. Down 20-3 though, Ken. You figure not much to lose in the middle of the field as they're going to hand it off. And they may not get that as P.J. McFarland and a few others wrap him up. And P.J. going both ways too. We talked about Ryder Hooks. Got to give a little love to P.J. McFarland, the Indiana commit, as he wraps him up here onto the defensive end and then gets a little help from,
I don't know if that was Caden Hill on the tackle, but does a nice job just stuffing him prior to the line of scrimmage. So Hawks are going to take over in Colerain territory. Up 17. Good field position for the Hawks.
I think he got a little help there from 48. Is that Garrett, sophomore defense, or Matthew?
Nuts in the pass. He's got Carter Jones on the outside, and Jones has some room.
Down the side.
Bolts ahead for about 20, 25.
So great defensive stance there. Again, the Hawks bend but don't break. But I think we got laundry too, Ken, so I think it's going to come back as good play there, good run. Getting a good yak. And coaching staff can't be happy with these penalties that they're getting. As we're waiting to see what the call is. I think it was holding downfield.
So they're going to mark it at the spot of the foul after the catch was made, or back original line of scrimmage? I think that's what they're trying
to decide right now. Are they going to mark this, like you said, from the line of scrimmage or after the catch? And no penalty, even better.
Yeah, they talked it over and decided whatever they thought they saw, they really didn't see. So Hawks are going to have the ball at the 31-yard line of Colerain.
So happy if you're a Hawks fan, not so happy if you're a Colerain Cardinal fan there, as that would have negated the big gain. So Jones, with some catch and yak after the play, takes it down to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Looking good so far in this second half.
Christopher Stowe checks in the game and lines up in the backfield, flanking.
We got Carter Jones with the Wildcat back there in that I formation. Keeps it, goes right side, finds a little space, and takes the ball down. Maybe inside, nope, just short of the 20-yard line. And he's either going to have a first down or be real close. There's your number 5.
That's
and the Wildcat.
Good hard run. That's a new look that we've seen from the Hawks, but he does a nice job breaking tackles and keeping the feet moving to get ahead. Gets ahead for 9, so 2nd and 1, and now Knutson's back in.
Yeah, Knutson comes back in now, and Ryder hooks to his left. P.J. McFarland in motion. Hands that off to Ryder hooks. He's going to get that 1 or 2 and lean forward for a couple more and move the sticks for a first down. Hawks.
If you are watching on Westchester Cable, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe, and let us know you're here out in Streamland watching this game. Appreciate being able to broadcast this.
Ryder hooks just going off that right-hand side, getting enough yardage to move the sticks, takes them into the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. As Niles is in the shotgun, Ryder to his left. Little movement by McFarland, checking to see what the defense was giving him. Now Ryder punches it out left-hand side, looking for some green. Nice stiff arm, but a good open field tackle there by number 6. Letting him know it, though. As he gets into the grill, Ryder hooks, and Ryder's just going to say, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's Allie Carter with a tackle for Colerain.
Nice open field tackle here as he goes to punch this out. Ryder tries to give him a stiff arm and comes up short, comes up with a little and smart play there by his teammate to pull him away. Ryder hooks will take that all day long because you're going to see more of him, that's for sure. So
Hawks in good position here, 3rd and 1. Knutson's back to pass, looks to the end zone.
And looking in the corner there, intended for Ryder hooks, so he's handing it, throwing it to him. Little too high for Ryder on that one. As Knutson aired that up just a little bit. He's used to those big, tall, wide receivers he's got. And I'd like to see him maybe find either PJ or Boyer, right? Big targets they are.
So 3rd and 7.
Knutson's in the shotgun. He's going to fake it to Ryder now. He pitches it. Now Ryder Hood's going down. Oh, Superman! Into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderhawks.
See that little jump hop that Saquon Barkley made popular last year, and you see a bunch of running backs doing that this year in the NFL and in college, trying to leap over the diving defender, and you see him here, whoop, right over the top and into the end zone.
So did the old Wow, he jumped from like the 4-yard line, Ken. That kid is an athlete, I'll tell you. Now we get the handle on the snap, and the PAT is down and up and good.
So 23-point lead for the Hawks. You see some push-ups being done-ish in the student section. I think we're giving up. We tried, and that's too many.
Found Dad's door in the garage, but we can't get the push-ups done. Come on, boys. We need Secretary Hegseth in here doing some push-ups.
When we were 14-3, it was much more tolerable. Now that you have to do 27, not sure. But look at Ryder Hooks with a jump into the end zone.
Yeah, nice play here. That's the old option right there, quarterback option, and Ryder goes up and safely comes down. Looks like he's done that once or twice before, maybe in practice, getting ready for that. So nice play there individually by Ryder Hooks to punch that into the end zone and give the Hawks that 24-point lead.
See Coach getting barking out some signals, not sure what he was. Looked relatively upset, trying to get the ref's attention. And I see A.J. Skoog warming up on the sidelines here for the Hawks. Don't know if Nutson's day is done, but we got some quarterback arms getting loose here on the sidelines just in case he's going to be called on to play in the fourth quarter. So
still early in this third, 7:30. Kick goes down, and it's just going to sneak out in front of the pylon. So unfortunately for Fitzstevens, looked like he had a pretty good kick there. Ken was hitting that coffin corner, and it jumped out right in front of the pylon here on him. See, punches it. It's getting good air. Yeah, it just takes the bounce there. Perfect for a punt, but on the kickoff, unfortunately, you get penalized for that. So that's going to give the Cardinals some good field position up to the 35-yard line. And fortunate for that running back there, too. I mean, or the returner. I think he misplayed that, and he got lucky. It took a weird bounce and run out right in front of the pylon. Otherwise, that would have been a touchback. They'd have gotten the ball at the 20-yard line. So they get an extra 15 yards out of that as the Hawks defense sets up. And the Cardinals offense will be at their 35, looking to move the ball. Now we'll have to see here if Gar does with his arm as he goes, flips it one quick down the middle. As perfect defense there by the safety, number 7.
Cole Miranda did a nice job getting in front of that ball, not making contact with the receiver and avoiding the penalty, but getting his hand in front of the receiver to tip it away.
Well, this kid's got a strong arm, but he did put a little air underneath there and gave enough time, as you can see it coming right at you, for the safety to recover there and make that timing perfect, just like you said, Ken, and break that up.
Such an easy, usually a penalty play on that, where you throw that ball over the middle, and if you don't, normally times you contact the receiver when trying to make a play, but he did a nice job just playing defense with his hands and not his body there. So
yeah, they usually give the receiver the benefit of the doubt. Now the Hawks up tight, trying to jam, miss one tackle there across the middle, and that's been their bread and butter. That slant pattern, right, for the Cardinals has been the play they go to that has gained them most of the yards, and they're going to be able to pick up a first down and then some on that play.
That's a good catch and run by Deshaun Flagg. He's just coming over the middle there, beats his corner, and then takes the safeties to bring him down, but did a nice job holding on to the ball there. It looked like he wasn't really gripping it too tightly, but did a nice job and got to the ground, and Colerain now has the ball in East Territory.
Nice 18-yard pickup as Gar goes back looking, doesn't see anything, pulls it down, relying on his feet, and goes to scamper to the sidelines.
Could have get an extra 15 tacked on. He was hit. As soon as he got to the bounds, he was certainly giving himself up, and East player has to have more discipline there and not hit him as he's clearly going out of bounds and giving himself up.
Yeah, and then this is a critical time in the game too, Ken. When you're up 24 points and you've got the other team kind of on the ropes and you got their quarterback running, you don't want to give up free yards like that, right? You're trying to force a turnover here, make them punt. And, he was clearly going to give himself up in front of your own bench. So we'll see what the call is here.
Not sure what the discussion is. It seemed very clear-cut from where we're sitting.
Should be a personal foul on East.
Not quite sure what the discussion. I don't know if they're deciding between Putters and El Rancho Grande for where they're going after the game. But
yeah, maybe.
Quite the discussion out there.
Or the new place across the street there, all lit up.
The Liberty Collective.
So, 2 fouls.
Holding 77 of the offense. After the play, dead ball, personal foul, they get out of bounds, 8 of each. First down, Colerain.
So I think Colerain gets a net of 5 out of that.
Yeah,
so
offsetting there, we had a hold and we had a hit out of bounds. So one of the penalties is 10 and one is 15.
And even low at that, Ken. I just don't understand that play at all where you're going to dive at his feet there at the end. But fortunately, they only give up 5 instead of 15. But like you said, you just got to be disciplined in that moment. So Colerain with the ball. 1st and 5? What's...
We got 1st and 4 on the scoreboard. We got the chain is still back there, I guess.
Strange.
The down didn't count, yeah. After
and it's
everything
going to roll
happened.
out again, going to the sidelines, and this time step out again, just beyond the first down marker. And Coach Kitna not happy at all on the sidelines right now. And this has been a problem all night of containing Gar, right? And I think Coach Kitna is wanting his defenders to collapse in on him, but make sure that he can't scamper because his arm really hasn't been beating him as we thought at the beginning of this game. It's been his feet.
And I'm impressed by Gar's poise and posture right there. You know, he's still trying to lead his team down the field. It's so easy when you have a season like this, a few seasons in a row where you hang your head. But he's out there leading and now throws a long pass.
With a lot of black in the center there. And Ryder Hooks just having himself a game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we didn't circle back to this, but Hooks playing offense and defense. And to have the stamina that he has, you know he's in great physical shape to be able to play offense and continue to run at the prowess that he's been able to do on offense there. I know he eats incredibly nutritious and he's got a good workout regimen and he's a player.
And he's got a role model. I think he watches Travis Hunter last year doing that, doing it again for the Jags. And there goes Gar slinging it down the side, and Carter Jones coming up with the big. And he's actually going both ways too. So little shout out to him too. A couple of seniors and sophomores here.
See Flag
Junior.
See Flag limping a little bit after that attempted receiver, but nice strong throw there by Gar, and that Flag, that was in and out of his hands. That's a catchable ball, and Flag came up a little gimpy there with a leg hobble.
You got Boyer in there right now going both ways, Jones going both ways, Hooks going both ways, PJ McFarland here and there.
There's not too many teams that like to do that. There's a lot of teams who you're either an offensive player or you're a defensive player. I know, you know, growing up in Pee Wee and Tomahawk football, you play both ways. And once you,
for midfield now.
Yeah, you talked about not subbing. Yeah, you have to wait till the 4th. Otherwise, these boys can't play in the JV game tomorrow. You get 5 quarters on the weekend. So you're going to have most of your main players play the rest of the 3rd, and then probably see some of the bench. Hopefully A.J. Skoog, senior quarterback.
Yeah, you got a couple juniors filling in out there right now who probably are only on varsity. So
Colerain's going to take a timeout.
Play time here.
Not sure if they saw something they didn't like or the play clock is running down, but timeout Cardinals with 1:30 left here in the 3rd.
As they were running out on the play clock there, so to avoid that penalty and stoppage of play as the defense comes over. Coach Kitna goes out to talk to him. Defense coach is out there. And so far that defense for the Hawks has bend but not break, and you see the offensive line there for the Cardinals.
I tell you what, I was watching 77 on 2 of those last series. What protection for Gar! You know, it really did a nice job on that. 77 for Colerain is Jordan Gully.
So not winning so much the trenches as far as the line of scrimmage, because the Hawks have done a pretty good job on the run. between the tackles. But yeah, for the drop back pass, giving him a little bit more time here than he had, and they keep taking this running back out of the backfield. And that's a straight up quarterback sneak, and Gar scampers for about 15 yards total.
Just a design run there. He's slow to get up, kind of hobbling a little bit, but yeah, he had run all the way, called from the sidelines to just take it and burst ahead.
He's been using his legs quite a bit tonight, as we see in the replay here. That is that straight up run call, and number 9 grabbing him and yanking on that foot a little bit. Bush, kind of similar, kind of looks like hardly a no contact kind of play, just a typical grab by the ankles, and that's kind of what Burrow went out with on a turf toe, right? Just a simple tackle, and now Gar throws the ball quickly to that flat. Hawks got him pushed back, but boy, Flagg makes a good move where he was going to lose a couple of yards, and he might end up gaining a yard or two.
Yeah, Deshaun Flagg Jr., we've been really impressed by him and the way he can get the yards after the catch. Right here, I mean, this ball, he catches it behind the line of scrimmage, 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, has a little juke move there, gets to the outside, gets a nice block from his man, and gets ahead for 4.
Yeah. Took a 2-yard loss to a 2-yard gain, so always good to have positive yardage.
Not sure they're going to get the last play off before the third quarter ends.
Yeah, we got 1 and 2, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter here at the Hawks Nest. Your Hawks up 34-3. Welcome back, everybody, to Lakota East High School here in the Hawks Nest, as your Hawks are up 34-3 over the Colerain Cardinals. And though we've had some technical difficulties, we apologize for that here in the third quarter. Some internet issues and sending the broadcast out. Hopefully you stuck with us, and getting ready here for the fourth quarter. Ken, up 31 points.
Lakota East really did a good job adjusting at halftime, going back to the simple plays. Ryder hooks up the middle and taking care of the ball more than they did in the first half. A couple fumbles in the first half, but got some quick touchdowns on the board here. Put up 20 points, had a missed extra point, and Colerain's going to run right through the middle, and they're going to get in the end zone here on their first play of the fourth quarter. That's number 4, who's been running really hard. That's Damari Dawson, just right through the middle. I don't know if the Hawks had a completely different defensive lineup in there, but nice run by Dawson.
Big giant hole right there. Overcommitted on the quarterback, I think, right there, Ken, keeping their eyes on him. And this time the Cardinals mix it up a little bit and hand it off to Dawson, and he scampers the whole way for about a 30-plus yard touchdown and puts them on the board. 9-34 here.
Blaine Schurz in to attempt the point after touchdown for the Hawks.
And it's good.
Adds a 10th point. So now with Colerain East only up 24 on the Cardinals, the clock will go back to normal football timekeeping, where stop and go as normal. They bought themselves some more time to play offense there.
So here's that big hole. Boy, you could have driven a truck through there as Dawson comes scampering right into your living room for a touchdown for the Cardinals.
And that's the normal Hawks defense. I didn't see subs there. You see the Colerain Cardinal cheerleaders, finally something to cheer about there. A couple of them in their sweatpants. Getting a little chilly here on Friday night, but celebrating nonetheless, trying to fire up the remaining Colerain crowd. Their student section's a little light there. You see the band there in the corner of the bleachers. Not too many other students up there, but band supporting the team, cheerleaders supporting the team, and they got to get behind these Cardinals and try and get them inspired to continue to work their way down the field.
Got a couple scores here, Ken. Lakota West now up 56-0 over Sycamore. Sycamore just struggling this year, trying to rebuild that program over there. Hamilton and Fairfield still knotted up at 7. Of course, we've got our score here, and trying to find that Mason game. Middletown now up 37-7 on Mason around just the GMC. And Oak Hills, ready for this one, Ken? 20-10 over Princeton right now in the third quarter.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
We were just talking about the potential playoff scenarios there. This year, the OHSAA made some changes. Last year, it was top 16 teams from each region, each division/region made the playoffs, and top 8 got buys. This year, they reduced it to 12. We're going to see this kick here.
And does this hit the pylon?
Boom, bounces boom, there, coffin corner, and does hit the pylon there. So, yeah, so Hawks at the 20 as opposed to the 35.
So where the Hawks get the bounce right
reminded me
in
of
front.
one of your golf shots. You just put it right where you wanted to. But this year in the playoffs, top 4 get buys.
Yep.
5 through 8 get home games, and 9 through 12 are the away team. So
looking at some of those other schools, Elders up 33-9. They'll probably be in that hunt. St. X beating my Lancers here. I just saw. They're up.
Here's
and there
a big run by the Hawks.
There goes Ryder Hooks again. And is this going to be? He's looking for some help, trying to find the end zone. He's going to get it. Oh, to the 1-foot line.
79-yard run.
Oh my gosh, 79 and a few feet. 79, 2 feet and about 6 inches, I think, is what he got on that one. And he's not coming out for oxygen on that one.
You've got to have him put the exclamation
He's
point
looking at that saying, Coach Kidna, give me the ball.
Yeah, you got to get in the end zone there. And there he goes for the 5th time in the end zone today. Ryder Hooks.
That's a handful for number 24 right there. Having a monster game here on both sides of the ball. 4 offensive touchdowns, 1 defensive touchdown on a pick 6. And you can't give anything but accolades to 24 right now, as just he's studding out tonight.
Yeah, this is one of the best high school individual player performances that I've witnessed in a very long time. Add another point there for the Hawks, and 41-10 puts it back in running clock territory. And just like that, 79 yards from the 20. Wow.
And right back up by 30. Here's the replay, Ken. He goes down the left-hand side, and the boys got some wheels too. Smart cuts it back in, waits for Boyer to come down to try to give him a block, and then he just cuts it off. He was hoping Boyer would get in there. I think if Boyer would have been able to step up in front of him, he would have taken that extra 2 feet.
Yeah, I don't think he had to slow down. I think you're right. He was looking for the block, Dave, and Fernando Rowland finally brings him down with a touchdown-saving tackle, but it was just a matter of seconds before Hooks would get it again and just walk into the end zone for another 6 points to his tally, but what a run.
And not only the 5 touchdowns, Ken, he's had some good defensive plays where he's knocked the ball away, broken up some plays.
Forced fumbles.
He's had some good other tough runs where he's gotten good first downs, good 12, 18, 20-yard runs too. So it hasn't just been all the big plays either.
Got the background of the Spirit Shop there in our shot. And Fitzstevens is going to kick it toward the Spirit Shop. And this is going to be returnable, 16, bobbled
the 10-yard line. They're going to go east and west for some space here. And then try to turn it up and stretch it out. And finally the Hawks catch back up to him. So,
yeah, there's Braxton Thurman bringing him down. So Colerain's going to have the ball at about the 30-yard line. About the 22-yard line.
And that was the sophomore kicker, Gruber, kicking off for the Hawks. So a little bit of the
Hawks have 3 kickers. They have got Gruber, Fitzstevens, and there was
the young lady that came out last week.
Cameron Grayson.
Yep. So Gruber, the number 2 kicker in there, and
like to see Grayson get a shot at the extra point here on the next, if the Hawks get in the end zone
and
again.
that was Blair for the Cardinals that fumbled. Now they got the man in motion again. They've been doing this quite a bit. Gurr's going to take it off to the right, get what he can, and step out of bounds. So.
Yeah, another high snap over his head, and he's had to really field a few of those over his head and reel it in. And looked a little frustrated there. I haven't really seen much frustration from him, but.
And this has been their go-to since the halftime, right? Is they put Dawson in motion and let Gurr stand back there by himself.
Yeah, they just looked deflated here on this possession. Halfway through the third, I said they looked still confident, but now they just look deflated after that 79-yard run by Hooks. And Gar's going to be taken down. I think he gained a few yards, but not many. So 3rd and 6 here.
Ken, talking about those playoff hopes, right? You got Moeller right now beating St. Ives at home. Looked like quite handedly. And St. X right now over LaSalle.
Devin Caldwell there made the tackle for the Hawks on the last play. He's in the game. A few new faces for the Hawks.
So LaSalle being D2 when it gets to the playoffs, X up 28-7. So the St. X will be in that mix. Moeller will be in that mix, right? Princeton will be right up there with, though the shocking score right now that we're seeing there. And of course Elder as well.
You see Gar right there flip it out to Dawson, but Dawson couldn't reel it in. And he can't believe he didn't reel that in. So 4th and 2 for Colerain, and they have no choice but to go for it here on the Hawks 30. So Gar there with Dawson to his right. And they need 2. We'll see if
they're going to get it on the false start. Again, mental mistake on the Hawks as they jump offside here at a critical point again, right?
Yeah, that didn't even appear to be a hard count. That just appeared to try and jump the play there. A little inexperience for the Hawks, but they give Colerain the first down the easy way.
So you see the nose tackle there, jumping, and that's tough to do when you're right over the ball. But the sophomore defensive lineman gets a little anxious, as I think now you definitely see the 2s all in there for the Hawks as Gurr goes back, rolls out, flips it down through the middle, and tackled after the catch by number 31.
Yeah, gets it out to Chambers. 31 for the Hawks here is Luke Schatz.
Luke Schatz on the stop. Gar sticking in there, looking around, throws it down, and looks like the Cardinals got a penalty though on that play, Ken, and it's going to negate that first down that they had there.
Try and get some of the names of the Hawks players in that. Hopefully some grandparents tuning in on Westchester Cable. I see our numbers going up a little bit, product of the internet working, and some people saying, hey, your boy's in the game, your grandson's in the game, come watch.
So Gar goes back into that deep, right down the middle. He throws a strike to number 15, and he's going to be scampering if the Hawks can't catch up with him, as Gar hits just a beeline right there, bullet to number 15, Smith. And that's one of the better plays and balls we've seen now. Of course, we know, like we were saying, the Cardinals got their 1s and the Hawks got their 2s in there. But
you still got to make a play, and you're trying to earn your right to get on the field on Friday night. So, Griffin was in chase there, as was
31 who made the tackle.
Luke Schatz.
Schatz got spun around there on that play.
Caleb Aggie was in there too. So, yeah, you're still trying to prove yourself that you belong on the field, and
so like a 60-something yard pickup after was going to be 3rd and long or 2nd long. Now they go right back to number 4.
And there's a good tackle by 70, Cal Cox, bringing Dawson down.
So, yeah, like you said, when you get your opportunities, you got to make the most of them, right? And the Hawks kind of got caught there in the secondary as Gurr just kind of flicks it out on that slant pattern. That's been what they've been going to. Pretty simple pattern that's been open for them most of the night. And where they've had their most success, and they get themselves out of a deep hole after that penalty, and now they're in outside the red zone, knocking on the door at the 13-yard line.
I see Chris Seabrooks in the game, and I see Zeke Taylor
Trips
in the
left,
game.
Carr keeps it, then he just wings it over here to a wide open receiver. Total breakdown there on the DBs as number 16 is just standing in the corner all by himself.
Yeah, pretty easy catch for Amir Blair. Haven't called his number too many times, but he is one of their leading playmakers. And, man, somebody obviously wasn't sure that he was supposed to get out there with him.
Yeah, they had trips left here, we'll see, after the PAT, and just a little play action fake up the middle to Dawson that time, and Gar holds on to it and just flicks it out there to the corner. It was an easy pitch and catch because there was nobody around him. As the PAT goes up and through, and Cardinals put some more points on the board here.
Yeah, the nobody in coverage there.
Yeah, I think someone bid on the play action right there, thought that Gar had handed it off to Dawson, and there you see trying to come back to the play. Just a little too late when you're that close to the goal line. So
back into stop clock territory, and there's the Colerain Flag Corps celebrating with their fan base.
So, you know, chance to work on some stuff if you're the Colerain Cardinals. 17 points, I think that's more than they've scored in most games. And then for the Hawks, too, like you said, you get your twos out there and give them some playing time. That could help you out going down the road here if you get into the playoffs and go deep into the playoffs. So getting good playing time, but you'd like to see them to tighten that up just a little bit more.
Yeah, they scored 34 in their win against Sycamore. They had 19 in their loss to Oak Hills. So this is their third most through 8 games. So yeah, I mean, for Colerain, you see the positives in it. You can build on that. And now we're playing regular clock football again.
So 41-17 with 5:29 left here in the fourth quarter.
Certainly Ryder Hooks you'd think is done for the day.
I would think most of the ones on the Hawks offense are going to be seeing the sidelines as they go for the onside kick.
Skips past McFarland but goes out of bounds.
I don't know if PJ was trying to help that out of bounds or...
Okay, so this is interesting, Dave. Does the ball go back to the 35? It didn't even get to the 35.
Yeah, good question.
Does it go out of bounds? Do they get it where it went out of bounds there?
Should be where they go.
Or does it get pushed back to the 35 because it was out of bounds?
Should be at the spot of the out of bounds, which they are going to spot that at the 42-yard line.
So now we've got A.J. Skoog in for quarterback, the senior. We talked about him last broadcast. It's great to see a senior.
So Ryder Hooks still in there.
Ryder Hooks. I mean.
So Skoog's in at the helm. He's going to hand it off to Ryder Hooks. Hooks comes off to the right-hand side, cuts it back up, finds some space, gets about 6 or 8 good hard yards. And I'm kind of with you, Ken. I'd have Ryder Hooks out of there. I have P.J. McFarland out of there. I'd have Boyer out of there. I'd be sitting those guys, not taking a risk anything here.
Yeah, I am perplexed by this as well. But we don't know the rest of the story. We don't know the conversations. We don't know what's going on down there, like what they're going after. I don't know if he's close to a record somehow. Or,
that could be too.
Or this or that, but I don't know.
He's got to have a lot of yards tonight. There goes Ryder Hooks again up the middle. He's found another big hole. He's going down the left-hand side. He's smelling it, Ken, and he's going to get about another 30, 40 yards, and he's going to take the ball inside the 20 and all the way down to about the 12-yard line. So I think you're right, Ken. I think they just announced that on that run, Ryder Hooks just broke the Lakota East rushing record.
Yeah, single game record for number of yards in a game. Doesn't even count the 80-yard interception return, but
yeah, total yards.
He's done. So, okay.
So nice hats off. Coach Kittner must have known that and left him in there for 1 or 2 more plays, and he breaks a big one and takes it down almost for his 6th touchdown. He was trying really hard, just ran out of real estate there. As now we get a bad snap between Skoogs and the center.
Yeah, a couple new linemen in there. Jack Snyder's in there. We've got Aiden Ohl in there. We've got Calvin Woody in there.
About another half a step, and Ryder would have had that down that sidelines. Instead of stepping out at the 12, he would have been stepping out inside the end zone for his 6th touchdown.
Brendan Pfeffer in the game. Still P.J. McFarland's in the game, which...
Now he comes out as they exchange. Got P.J. coming out. You got Carter Jones coming out. So now I think you have a solid set of 2s in there now.
Got Brandon August in as the Braden August.
Oh, there's a big hit coming through the line, number 75 for the Colerain Cardinals.
Jaden Mabry.
Mabry beats his man clearly untouched, and lucky we held on to that one. So Augustine was grabbing the ball and getting a face full of face mask at the same time.
Alex Feldmeyer, the receiver in for the Hawks, another senior who's stuck with it.
So that one wasn't a hospital pass, that was a hospital handoff.
And there's Feldmeyer, who's going to get a catch and run ahead for about 5. Good to see him touch the ball. He's being helped up by Philip Johnson, teammate in the game. But look at that, Feldmeyer getting a great hand from the crowd. Must be a fan favorite there.
Senior wide receiver gets a catch, and the sidelines knew it too. They were all high-fiving him as he's coming off the line.
Gruber's in to attempt the long field goal.
Now they're sending Boyer off the field.
This is going to be held by Griffin McQueen. And Gruber, this is about 20, 33, 41 yards, 40 yards.
Yeah. So the set up. We got the snap, the hold, the kick. And it is good. It's good from 45, 46 yards, Ken?
Yeah, nice, great kick by Gruber. We've seen Fitzstevens had some nice kicks, and now Gruber. Do we know what year Gruber is?
And if we have a replay of that, I'm still telling you, somebody from Colerain is getting skied in behind that line.
I'm sure the basketball coaches at Colerain are taking note of that. But
yeah.
What a kick by Gruber, senior kicker, who very strong leg, and great way for that senior to put some points on the board for the Hawks. Hawks up by 27.
With 2:32 left, that'll get the clock rolling again.
Appreciate you being with us at Westchester Cable here, watching this game. Subscribe, like, tell your friends that we're on the air. We get a lot of people that watch the playback in the next few days that want to see this broadcast, and we're blessed to be able, Dave Royce and I, in the booth here to just bring this to you, and especially for out-of-town relatives, and people that don't want to come out to the stadium. Although on a night like tonight, if you're not here, great.
But yeah, like you said, Ken, you got family and stuff that's out of town, get a chance to watch this. We get the privilege next week. We'll be over at Lakota West doing that game as they will face Oak Hills, who right now, according to the scores, is beating Princeton. The Hawks will be against Sycamore next week.
Hawks are at Sycamore, and then they end the season home against Lakota West. Colerain, on the other hand, hosts Mason next week. And then they're at Hamilton.
Fumble.
So Colerain with Mason and Hamilton. And they could compete against both those teams. You know, the way they played tonight, they're able to compete against both Mason and Hamilton. Sycamore's struggling right now. So, but the East-West game, man, is that going to be...
That's going to be a good one right
cool
here.
Yep.
Back at the Hawks Nest and on Westchester Cable TV. So, you don't have to leave your house for the next couple of weeks if you want to watch the games here. You'll get the West game next week and then the East-West game back here the following week. So plenty of high school football still left here in the Westchester Cable TV. And a shout out to the guys down in the truck, dude. They just give you guys a great broadcast, feeding us in our ears in the replay. So we appreciate them.
Our camera folks are volunteers and
outstanding
interns. They're, best seat in the house, but man, do they bring us the great angles to be able to call a game like this.
So Gar scrambling over there again, relying on his legs for a couple of yards. And after a couple of hits, he's just turning that off early and stepping out. So
yeah, he's definitely taken his share of times at the ground there. So 2:22 left. Clock will stop because we're within 30 points.
So again, lots of fresh faces out there for the defense for the Hawks. And Cardinals still going with their number ones, looking for that slant there to flag Junior, not there. Now he finds one over off to the right and just beyond the reach of number 15 for the Hawks. Hill.
And Chris Smith on coverage too there, but yeah, good grab by number 10, Aaron Jacobs.
Agcombe was over there for the coverage, and he's the one that got beat in the end zone. But Guard just steps up here, whips this ball down deep, right over top, and good open field tackle there as the Cardinals now go back to the run game.
Yeah, Guard's still throwing the ball crisp. He's got a nice tight spiral on the ball, and, you know, again, being a sophomore, he is taking some hits today, but he's also learning along the way. You know?
Absolutely.
He's gaining the experience that he's going to need, and if Colerain wants to turn the corner with their program, it's going to be on his shoulders. And, you know, the fact that he can still complete passes this late in the game with this score is very telling and a good sign for the Cardinals.
And like you said, he stands in there with poise. He's got a good arm. I mean, he gets rid of the ball quick, and it's strong. And he hits guys right between the numbers. So good future for the Cardinals if they can stick with him, put some players around him. There goes Dawson in motion. They've liked that play a lot. Gar rolls out, commands his player to step back a little bit and just kind of flicks it off to his legs. But yeah, this kid has a future. And then the same way on the Hawks side, you know, sophomore quarterback looks super good, racks up 44 points. Of course, he got a lot of help from his senior running back Ryder Hooks tonight.
Yeah, what a game. If you're watching and you have the chance to vote for Player of the Week on the Inquirer and WCPO, you know, I haven't guaranteed much in my lifetime, but I can guarantee he's going to be on that list for this week.
Absolutely. If not, it's a crime. So Gar back looking around, going to think about running, then he wings it down the sidelines, finds a man.
That's Dawson.
And Dawson's down there. So, you know, this gives something, too, for the Hawks coaching staff, too, to look at these twos and help them out and educate them as they see this film tomorrow. You can't replicate this kind of stuff in practice, so this is great PT time for these young defenders.
See Dawson limping after that catch as well. These Cardinals players have given their all. They're leaving it all on the field here. Even though the scoreboard's showing, you know, quite the margin by East.
Right.
You can tell that they've worked hard.
And they got their pride. They want to punch this in and make the score look a little more respectable. And then the D's going to have to step up and see if they can get a little too pride here and try to hold them out as Gar just takes off and adds to his stats with a running touchdown.
Yeah, so Gar to the end zone, and that's going to give Colerain 23 with a chance to make it 24. Their second highest total on the year. So again, even if it's against number twos, they haven't been able to do that against other teams' number twos. So, you know, some positives here, and untouched into the end zone there.
Yeah, like I was saying, Ken, positive for them, positive too for the Hawks. Kids are getting PT, gives coaches some film to see on these kids and help educate and train and get them ready for whenever they need them, either later in the season or next year.
Hawks band with a 4 of a kind on the other side of the goalpost. That's a pretty good hand. I would go all in with that.
Yeah, they, again, the chaos in the court performance coming up here post-game. Here in the Hawks' nest.
I'm always intrigued by a deck of cards, so speaking of cards.
There's the Cardinals. He's on fire, and he's here all night, folks. or at least for another 58 seconds. So, yeah, Cardinals punch this in. They're going to get a chance to kick off. And the Hawks will have an opportunity to practice their kick return, which is pretty good. They haven't had too much chance. So they'll get a chance to do a kick return here.
Yeah, I probably expect, I don't know if they'll try another onside or not. I mean, they did with the last possession.
Right.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not
Yeah.
try and get the ball back in your offensive hands?
All right. Little shout out talking about our military and first responders. Just got a hello from one of the guys I used to work with is over in Korea protecting us. So Wes, glad you could be watching on Saturday morning over there. Getting a little Friday night lights at Saturday morning overseas. So stay safe. Glad that you're over there watching, sharing with the boys.
So, yeah,
As the Cardinals go deep here with the kickoff. Thurman back there grabs it just about the 10. He's got some space, Ken, and he's got some wheels, taking it up through the midfield. He's at the 40, the 50, and over to the opposite 40. So Thurman gets a big 50-plus yard run back here, Ken. Takes it right about the 10-yard line, finds a little space, and then sees some green on this right-hand side and turns the jets on until he can get caught from behind right at the Hawks' 40-yard line.
Yeah, we're just talking about,
or into the Cardinal territory, 40-yard line out.
Make the best of the opportunities you get. Now, he's had other opportunities, but why not show your talents off? And so we got 49 seconds left. We're still under the, we're back to under the 30 points, so stop and go clock, and we've got quarterback A.J. Skoog in there, and running back is going to be
42. So actually that's actually the sophomore quarterback, Colin McWilliams, in there now, Ken, number 12.
Oh, and looked like Jay Gooden on the carry for the Hawks.
Jay Gooden, sophomore running back. So some future of the Hawks here.
That's so fun being on the field Friday Night Lights. They only got one play, and the clock's going to expire. But
I think the referee said, "Hold on, boys, we got enough time here." But not too for sure. They're holding the east side back, but the Colerain Cardinals are going to come out. As I think this is going to close us out here in the Hawks' Nest, Ken. Another great game by the Lakota East Thunderhawks. 44-24 over the Colerain Cardinals here at Lakota East High School. Pleasure again, always, Ken. I'm Dave Royce with Ken Yablonsky from the booth. Enjoy and be safe.
players run wild through a dynamic, game-inspired satirical setting. Mozart, South Dakota, Pink Floyd, and Jethro Tull established a sophisticated repertoire and sonic personality for an adventurous production of Chaos in the Court. Chaos in the Court features music from Queen of the Night Aria on the Magic Flute by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Ballet Suite No. 1, Movement 6, Gallop by Dmitri Shostakovich. The Great Gig in the Sky by Pink Floyd, and Ticket to Bricks by Jethro Tull. Tonight's performance includes the following featured musicians: on flute, Caitlin Smith, Ethan Apke on trumpet, Caden Baker on trumpet, Lucas Munjok on mellophone, Christian Hughes on trombone, Riley Hintz on trombone, Nolan Soper also on trombone, on tenor saxophone, Adam Ritchie, and on euphonium, Aaron McLean. The marching Thunderhawks are led on the field by drum majors Irene Antiri, Savannah Cragley, Claire Rutherford, and Sarah Peck. So sit back and enjoy the Chaos in the Court with the Lakota East Marching Band.
Order in the courtroom.